Helokawans, it's me, Little Cat, your master of dungeons, even when there is no dungeon. Sus? Maybe. Welcome back to Immortal Part 3, the continuation of a high-level D&D adventure, and playing with us are Ben, Mike, Ida, and Kung reprising their roles. In session 4, which was 2 weeks ago, the gang played 20 questions with Guy, or whatever he decides his name is today, and discovered that he doesn't know where Valerius is either. And he confirmed some locations on the map, and then they eventually teleported to Goldfield after finding some key information about the whereabouts of their friend. Valerius. We're talking about Valerius. The gang then have to decide which one to go first. Go to Aerin's house to save their buddy, or find this hermit that knows about the spire. We continue with the gang just having teleported into some kind of underground cellar. You're not sure what this place is, but there's a friendly face eagerly looking at you. She is beaming, and she goes, "Welcome to the breadbasket region of Krayra." Whisper stands before you, illuminated by lanterns spread around the room. All the furniture is still pushed to the side along with boxes. This is definitely an underground pantry in a home you're just casually invading. Perhaps this introduction would be better above ground. Also, here are some clothes for you to blend in with. And then she gives you clothes.
Oh, okay.
Please
I
slips
will
in.
go change.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Identification.
And then she gives you identifications. What do you guys feel like being? Ghost, sorry, speaker, you're still brown. The cat is also still brown.
I thought I haven't washed out the color. I was black paint.
Oh, you were black? Okay, so brown and black.
Mm-hmm.
Are you remaining in that color? It's gonna be hard to wash off.
I can get
I
you guys
mean,
cleaned up if you need.
Given short notice, there's no point like trying to wash now and being a mix of two colors.
She
I can
nods.
prestige the thing off if you need.
Okay. She has given you an assortment of clothes to try on. I ask you what you want to look like. What is your decision when it comes to the clothing department?
Going
Pick
to
something
be
practical, comfortable, and that doesn't stand out here. Like this looks like anyone else traveling through town.
Easy enough.
Preferably with a hood.
Hoods not so much because this region, you feel
Is it
that it's
warm
quite
enough?
cool in this basement. And then Whisper looks at you. Also, I think you're gonna have to drop all all of the cold weather gear. It's quite warm here.
Like
Ah,
light
okay.
cloak, maybe? Like you
Oh,
see
we
this
have
face.
that.
This is a very recognizable face around these parts.
Right. We definitely have that. And then she pulls out just a plain cloak. Like it's brown.
Done.
What about the rest? How are you all dressing?
Good luck is like, I'm done, guys. So what are you guys up to?
I will wear normal villager outfit. Let me
Normal.
find a
NPC
normal
number 3.
villager outfit.
I will be with same as boss to be like normal villager outfit.
It's just everybody. Well, all of you definitely look like you're here to harvest the fields. Anybody with a passive perception of higher than 16 can see that there's a little badge on her collar, and it's glinting in the light of the of the lanterns. And if you
What does it
peer
say?
closer, it says winner of the cake eating contest, and then the name of the festival that you probably missed.
Aha!
That's
There we go. I've
cute.
pasted
How many cakes
a
did you eat?
normal villager outfit.
She blushes and she realizes, oh, well, it was a lot of cake. I think I downed three whole butter cakes about this big, and then she just shows you like it's a decent like 10-inch cake.
3.
Who ate the
Jesus
cake?
fucking
Whisper.
butter
She is
cake?
she is blushing at how
Okay,
gluttonous she has been.
one one thing for sure.
And rest.
I thought it was a baking contest, not a eating contest.
No, it's definitely an eating contest.
Ah,
Someone baked it
I
first.
could go for some cake.
Is there
I'm
like more?
is
well, the festival finished about 4 days ago. I kind of like
Ah,
wearing this pin because it gets me into places. They're usually quite happy when they see like a such a little um petite person downing like three whole cakes. So
Is that a
I'm
normal
a
thing
minor
here? Do they
celebrity.
have this often?
Oh, I think this was for some kind of harvest festival, although I don't understand what the seasons are because it doesn't seem like Goldfield actually has seasons. Do you
Eh.
want to go upstairs?
Yes.
yes.
Let's go change into our outfits.
Yeah.
I'll be right
And
back,
then I
but I'll
pick up
just
my
put
dress.
this. I'll
Okay.
just put in thing
Are the
here.
others around as well, or is it just Whisper here?
Whisper is downstairs. If you ask that, she go, "Oh, the rest are still scouting around, but Liquid is upstairs waiting with the owner of the people, the owner of the space."
Okay. Um, how are you gonna explain a bunch of folks just walking out of the cellar?
I mean, people don't really pay attention in this area. There's a lot of laborers coming in and out. We've also told people that our cousins and relatives are coming in.
Ah, okay. Do we have
So
names ready?
uh, okay, I'm gonna give that to you guys. What names do you want?
just for ourselves as like fake names. Is that it?
Yeah,
Let me check on my notes.
Astrid.
Astrid.
You can be chicken.
Chicken.
I know.
Chicken.
Don't use that name.
Okay, what was the other one you used before
Too
you were
similar.
chicken? You used
Mume.
Mume. Moo Man.
Yeah,
Chicken
you
Good
and man.
Mume.
you see Whisper look
That
at
one.
Tzekhen and go. She has a little furrow on her brow, and she goes, "Oh,
They're
we're really
disrespecting the
using
boss.
the same names in the new
No,
place?
I'm,
Isn't
I'm,
that
I'm,
dangerous?"
I'm, I'm not use. I'm trying to think of a name. They are just joking. Don't worry.
Maybe
Wait.
you can be like bear this time. You've done cow, you've done chicken, you've done cat. I mean, you are cat. Bear,
Got. I got one.
gazelle.
I got one. I got one. Don't worry. I got one. Um,
Oh,
I will be called Alexander.
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 Alexander. Okay, Alexander,
Like
Me out
Alex in
here
Astrid.
just
short. Is that okay, or do you
brooding.
want like the full
You
government
guys can
name?
call me Alex, but when they are asking for full name, you can say Alexander.
Well, this is the
Alex.
Quick
Alexander
Seekers'
Hamilton.
residences. So, Alexander and Astrid Quick Seeker, we're a very diverse family
Ah,
who intermarry a lot, a lot.
Uh, well,
okay.
the same
I mean,
reaction from
No,
both.
no, not
look at
with
us.
each other.
We
Just
don't look like we are, like closely related either. If you catch my drift. So
right. No, I don't mean that we intermarry within the girls. More like this family, the Quick Seekers, seek other races to intermingle with.
Oh.
That names
So
makes
that's
sense
like the
now.
opposite of what I was thinking of then.
She
Yeah,
she
no,
looks at
I
you
will.
and she is horrified. That was the first
You,
thing you guys
you
went to.
you have to understand what you said is also what I thought boss thought about. So,
Nod, 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 nod.
uh,
She went
but
Anyway,
from
um,
she went from calculating like why did you say cow? Cause moo me, and then she went through, and then suddenly it's incest is wincest. No.
that's not
and
what I
now
meant at all.
and and now the names make sense. They quick seek. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I just came up with it right now. I mean,
Okay,
quick
you can
seekers
call me
exist.
Daria, I suppose.
Daria?
Yes.
Daria. And the lucky last giant bear person.
Grumby. He's
Grumby.
so cute. He's
His name is
Here
Grumby.
we
Grumby.
Okay. Bosc is Daria. And speaker is Grumby.
Grumby.
So nobody
This
wants
one I need
to be Mike
Grumpy
Truck.
figures. Yeah, no. Um. Okay, so Grumpy is speaker.
Not grumpy, Grumby.
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 With
Okay,
a
Grumby.
B. Yes,
Yeah,
Grumby.
Grumby. And
If you were a dwarf, it would be like common naming traditions to go. This one's grumpy. This one's happy. This one's
This one's
contemplative over there.
contemplative. This one is
what
bipolar
is
disorder.
what is boss? Does boss has a
Kiri, little bottom.
Astrid.
I am Daria.
Daria, Astrid, no, Aria, Daria, D A,
Like these.
da.
Yeah. Same, same.
Daria. Oh, yeah, that's enough.
No.
Close enough.
Okay,
YA. Okay.
okay,
She
I'll
goes,
copy and
okay,
paste it then.
you see her trying to commit this to memory. She goes, Astrid, Alex, Daria, and Grumby. That makes
Thumbs up.
sense actually. Everybody sounds like they come from the same region. Okay, let's go. And then she goes upstairs. And then as she goes upstairs, she turns back to see all the furniture on one side, and she goes, "We can fix that later."
Right, let me put this away. I take off
Um,
the mask and hide it away.
Upstairs, you see two people, the owner of this residence, the quick seekers. This is Fendina and this is Goldo. They pretty
In
much own this
Dina and
place,
Goldo.
and they are gnomes. Uh, they say hello to you, and they're sort of like they see you, but at the same time they don't really want to get to know you as much. It's very like, look, we're
Like,
giving you
the
a
guests,
home.
right,
Yeah, the
right.
guests are here. Welcome, but make yourself at home. But we're kind of busy, and then they nod, and then they go back to talking amongst themselves.
Okay. Thanks so much for having us. And then we go to wherever the others are.
Um, Face no, Liquid is outside, and Liquid is just looking out into the sun, not at the
Which one is
sun.
liquid?
Liquid
She's
is
just staring at the sun out the window.
it's like, don't look into the sun. Oh, it's so bright. I will let Kang explain who his children are, basically.
Did you drink the stupid sauce again?
Is
Said
Liquid
you'd
the
be
stupid
okay.
one? No, Body's the
No,
stupid one.
the stupid
Body is
body
the
is the
stupid
stupid one. Like he's
But they could
the
have. The
dumb girl.
last time we met,
Liquid
any one
is
of them could have been the stupid one.
Liquid is the potions
uh
master.
oh, Liquid is a potion
Yeah.
master. No, he's not the dumb one, but he is spaced out.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just spaced out. He's not the dumb one.
No, no. He's spacing, but he's not
Oh,
looking
isn't Liquid a
into the sun.
girl?
She?
Liquid,
Yes.
yes. Liquid is a
Okay.
girl. She is a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
Liquid acknowledges you, and then she's not really looking in the direction of the sun. She's actually surveying the area to make sure coast is clear. And you know there have been some communication between her and Whisper to make sure now is a good time for you to step out into the open, because out on the streets there's not many people around.
Yep, yep. Is that strange? Like, do we look outside and be like, oh, ghost town?
And then Whisper goes, "Well, no, most people are already working. It's gonna be lunchtime soon. So, I think it would be a great time to get you acquainted with the town. You could do whatever you want." And then she pulls out a whole ass map, and it's color coordinated, it's got scribbles. It's basically the reason why you have a map in front of you. Essentially.
Ah, okay.
so
So she shows us this map that we have on Roll20.
Correct, yeah. We got a little bit bored and pretty much mapped out the whole place. Most of the places have people's names, but some of them are kind of empty. But the most important one is the ixnay on that person's house with your friend.
This is a
How
very
did you find
important
out
question.
everyone's name?
This is rather important. I need to ask first. When did soldier came into town?
I don't know, but just and then she counts a couple of. It's been an hour, I think. No, an hour and a bit, maybe 2 hours since she communicated with you about Valerius being here.
Right. And I assume she would have done that like instantly after seeing him. Kind
Correct,
of,
like within
somewhat.
10 minutes.
Okay.
We
Do you want to
didn't
check if
actually.
she's still here?
That's
I
the thing,
ask.
he didn't come out.
I ask
Ah.
Dingo. Gunlog, the magical one.
Has
Okay.
anyone else come out? Just FYI.
She shakes her head. Well, there's a housekeeper and a groundskeeper. They live in the adjoining place. So, where the pin is her home, but next door is also her home.
Wait, what?
Next door. So the wine shop? No. The bigger one? Not
So if you
not
click
red.
the Erin's home, next door to it is Visar Industries.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
The one I hadn't clicked yet.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I found out that, or rather, we found out that Visar Industries is owned by Aerin. She is Lun Visar after all, and they have a
Oh,
few
okay.
sort of company hotels, and then she points them in the particular direction. Out of character, they're not particularly important to you. She explains that they house, grunts, people who work in the offices, people who are necessary to run a business technically, but otherwise pretty harmless. Uh,
Mhm.
as far as we've been scouting the area, these two move around inside. They take care of the home. They're not particularly nice people. Um,
Is it I point like Dorwisa, Broad Collar, and Jazz Ra Cordax?
yeah, I don't know how to
Those
spell
two?
I don't know how to say his name. Yeah, those two. So Jazz Cordax, he's not a very nice person.
Right. Um, and it's a resident. Interesting.
So I see him move around a lot in the space. He does the gardening. He makes sure, things don't fall apart in the space, but they don't really go outside unless it's to buy groceries and stuff. And other than that, I haven't seen Erin either.
Like
Okay.
never, right?
So
She
Actually, never.
how did you discover that this was where she like quote unquote lived?
She points to the Visar Industries. I just followed, the companies that were under the matriarch, and that was Visar Industries, and then I remember going through some information, and Erin's full name is Lun Visar, because Valerius was talking about her at some point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a lucky strike.
Okay.
But
Well,
generally, that house is not. Nobody really talks about Visar Industries. Most people are just doing harvests and selling things and living their own life. I have to admit, I understand the charm of giving up everything and moving here and just being a person.
Mhm.
And then, just as thematic as what she just said, the sun glints off her little winner badge.
Oh. um, I have. Do you know how long specifically has she been here?
I think we don't know that she's here.
She shrugs. I honestly don't even know if she's in there.
Okay.
Because we're basing it on the
Yeah.
name of the
She nods. And the fact that Valerius walked in.
registry.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
no,
the
I
fact
get,
that
but
Valerius, yeah,
didn't they spot Aerin walking into a house like that? Haven't they
No.
actually confirmed that Aerin is here?
She shakes her head. There's no confirmation, unfortunately.
Okay.
I see.
So
Never
the thing that's cluing us in is the name on the registry, is it?
She nods. I mean, it's
And
pretty hard to find.
how did we know that two houses are connected?
They went into one house. I think Body disguised himself as Jezza and then went into Erin's house and realized that it doesn't make
That's
sense
crazy.
that this house just has like two rooms and nothing else.
Do you mean the changeling face?
Yes.
no,
Because body is the
Sorry,
stupid
not
guy.
body.
Oh,
no,
I
no.
mean face. Sorry.
okay,
I
okay.
was
My bad.
like, how
Body
is
body is a
my
dum dum. He can't do anything.
He's not allowed to
how
do
is
that.
my
No.
That's
how is my
illegal.
boy Buddy managed to disguise himself?
He found a circlet of intelligence, okay? Leave the man alone.
Ah, okay,
No,
okay.
no, he
Fair
didn't.
enough.
He's
Understandable.
Yeah.
still a dum dum. He's actually, if he saw liquid right now, he would stare into the sun. Be like, "What are you looking at?" Oh.
Right. Okay.
So they found out that it doesn't make sense for this to be a residence when there's only like two rooms.
Okay, makes sense.
But before he
Um,
could figure out more stuff, he was almost found, and so he left.
okay.
That's
Maybe we should go
Very safe.
put our things down, which is code for speak privately.
Yep.
We'll leave you be. If you need anything, well, you have the map. Things are not exactly the cheapest here, but we have some money.
It's okay.
Yep.
We have some
Yeah.
as well.
Okay,
Don't worry.
Let you
Yes.
know if we need more.
she nods. You can also
Yeah.
tell from her face when she says she has some money is not a lot. She's doing her obligatory duty of provide coinage just in case. And then Tzekhen, you know that provide coinage may be up to like 10 gold pieces.
Not enough, but it's okay. We get it. We got the money situation handled for now, at least.
Okay, I'm gonna actually Mina went out to scout for the you know who, and then you can tell that she's talking about the hearsay about the guy who knows about this fire. She hasn't really reported back yet, and it's been 2 days, and we're kind of worried. So, if you're okay, we're gonna go look for her.
Yeah, that
Sounds not bad. What did the
she
rest of you all think?
yeah yeah yes, should
Let us know
go.
where you're headed, so if you guys
Yeah,
disappear too, we know
yeah.
where to go,
She
so that we
points
can
So
also
towards the
disappear.
mountains.
grab the gang and try to find Minu.
Does she
I
just
bel
point out the window to some mountains in the background?
Yes,
I peek my head out and I look at the mountain.
it's gorgeous. Like, you remember seeing these kind of mountains when you went traveling with your parents on their work trip.
Not a
Carrera
bad
has
gesture here.
never had green rolling hills with like frosted white mountaintops.
if I sit there and take out what you call it, canvas, I could paint this. Is
Happy
it
little
like
trees.
that? Yeah,
So, like,
it
Yes.
would.
climate doesn't match with what we remember from the past
No. What you
around
can
here.
also see is, well,
Okay,
from
pretend we
hearsay.
mentioned and addressed that previously.
Yeah, yes. From hearsay, you know that there's a very clear line between when the snow touches the grass. Like it's such a clear circle. And you are sort of seeing for the first time this side with your own eyes, not from the eyes of the evil you. This side of the dome.
Okay. Well, if we know roughly where to look for you if you guys go missing,
Yeah.
then
Mm,
sure,
yeah.
give them a thumbs up.
Do
She
do
nods.
grab the gang and make sure all of you are there before you head out to find Minu.
She nods. Um, you have all your information, and then she
Oh,
pulls out a little notebook, and then she gives it to Tzekhen.
actually,
She looks at
um,
you.
I I turn to Frosc. You should go with them to make sure they don't get lost.
Oh,
I
okay. I can do that. Are you sure?
I believe Liquid is a good tracker still as well. But if you
The
believe,
alchemist is the good tracker.
not Liquid, sorry, Face. Face is a good tracker
We
as
forget
well.
all the children.
Yeah. No,
Ah,
I looking at the names over here, and then for some weird reason the names just shifted left and right, up and down, like I can't see words.
Lil.
Yeah.
in my head, it's like okay, Face is the charisma guy.
Yeah.
Whisper
It,
is the intelligence guy. Liquid is the second intelligence guy, and Body is the
The strength.
strength guy.
yeah.
So
Yes.
they don't
So
have a tracker guy.
no, but
Well,
I believe Face does
like
tracking as
liquid,
well.
liquid, whisper, and face sort of balance each other out. They're not incapable. It will just take them a little bit longer than say you
Yes,
because you're
Frost
amazing at
will
tracking.
Frost will get things done much faster. She is
Uh,
better at tracking than I am.
all right. If we find anything, we'll let you know. And then she brings out her um sending stone, and then she sort of taps it, and then she puts it back, and she goes, "Oh, we're gonna prepare, and then we'll head out in half an hour." She looks at Frosk, and then Frosk goes, that sounds good."
Okay, good luck.
And then they piss off to prepare.
Wait, I believe
Your
she gave me the no Whisper gave me, is it Whisper or Liquid that gave me a notebook?
whisper, whisper.
Whisper gave me a notebook, right?
Yeah, it contains any and most information that you might need about this town. Because they did
I'm
spend a significant amount of time here just gathering intel.
I just
Indeed.
thumb through like quickly, just like flip over the page, just skimming, not reading, just skimming and see what they have done. Huh. Okay. Right. Uh, there are some shops around here if you guys want to buy something. And not surprisingly, no weapon shops around the town. Uh, few taverns and inns. There are blacksmith. Yeah, there is quite a bit. Just not the stuff that would seem to be. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Close the book. Right. Should we get some rest, or do you want to check out
Let's put our
Aaron's?
things down and
Okay.
decide what we want to do next.
Before you
I
walk back into the house, you see Whisper run back like it's an important thing, and she goes, "Right, I forgot to say it again. Welcome to the breadbasket region of Greyrao. Okay, bye." And then she runs away.
Cute.
Okay.
do we have to say that as well?
You don't
I
know.
just like, yeah. I'm like, should I?
Anyway, you see the two people who owns the house sort of just sitting down having a chat. If you have any questions, you think you can ask them safely. Uh, Whisper has also told you where your bedroom is. It's upstairs,
Yep, yep.
and it
Yep. Oh,
contains like several numbers of cots that you can use amongst yourself.
Okay. I guess we'll just go there for now
yeah.
and
We'll go to
plan
the
our
room.
next move. What do you think
When
our next move be?
I want to scout out Erin's home in a little bit more in depth, in detail, in more information. but I do need to take a rest soon. Rest before I do that. I
Okay.
already spend my days off ghost walking.
Because do we think we have a lot of time? We know that Valerius is a few hours ahead of us. We don't think that he is in his right mind, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Had
We
a
You
probably
tried
feeling.
don't want him to be able to travel any further and give away whatever information he does.
you've tried
Uh,
dropping him ascending and he didn't reply, yes?
Yeah,
You know that he
And you're
chose
sure
not
it
to
went through?
reply.
okay,
yeah.
DM. I want to ask: am I able to sense or feel the pull if the tower is nearby? Because like souls being dragged to it. I have
Well,
like few.
um, you think you have to step outside and and sort of calm yourself down to be able to sense the land. I you think it's gonna take like 5 minutes to just orient yourself?
Guys, give me five. I need to make sure that I need to check something just to be sure. I'll just be around the house. Uh, yeah, I'll go outside. What's at the back side of the house? There's an empty
And
spot.
at the back area of the house is a big field. There's a few very large trees with swings on it. There, it looks like a little playground for the children. It looks like a communal space where people can sit down, have a chat, have a picnic, have a party, and then go back to their own homes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to just the backside of the house, but not going more deeper into the playground area, the park, or it looks like a park. I'm
Mm.
just gonna sit near there, just sit on the ground and try to sense my surroundings.
You sit down. The grass is nice. All this time you've been living in Falsen. You know, the grass under Falsen is different. The temperature in Falsen is different. You know you're underground. You know the grass is less blades of grass and more mushrooms that sort of look like grass. But when you put your paws down, you feel a strange connection to the land and you focus. You also look up and you see, okay, the clouds are still obscuring whatever ceiling this place is. But you also see the filter between blue skies to gray. And then you look around you and you angle yourself towards the mountain and then away from the mountain. You don't see any spirits. You don't see any souls that you can feasibly capture. You also don't see the movement of souls, if any, toward any point in space. So you think maybe it's a little bit far away?
But
That's
being so
mhm,
but being so barren also tells me that it's not safe here as well.
definitely 100%.
Okay. Right, so no releasing them here then. Not when she's that close. All right, I'm going back to the group.
Okay, you go back upstairs. Everybody's sort of settled down, presumably.
Yes. So I think we should, number one, make sure if make sure Valerius is still here, and if so, like where he is, like which house is he in, and I guess
E-
identify if Aerin is still here.
Do we
Um,
want to waste a bunch of, fourth levels on that when we know which house he walked into?
we know which house he walk into. He walked into quote unquote Erin's home, the residence, the one that has the groundkeeper and the other fellow. That's what it says over here. So he walked in there, so maybe there's more underneath it. We have not sure.
Yeah. Or he might be somewhere else. You might have left, right?
Let's hope he has not.
Could
Um,
be a teleportation circle in there.
they're likely so, but in order to go in undetected, at most part, I do need to rest, or we can do the non-ghost walk and try to be as stealthy. But it is afternoon, so it will be quite a lot of people.
Oh wait. Um, have the
Mm-hmm.
others left already?
Yes.
Dang.
It's well, they've left to their own lodgings, and they'll be leaving the town area in, let's say, another 15 minutes.
Okay, okay. So we can still go grab Frosc for a while. Because Grumby is asking me if I can sense anything, and I can't do that anymore. But Frosc can.
Oh,
So we should
She's
ask
what you
her if she can
were.
sense anything.
Eh?
all right. Yeah, go ask her. Go ask her before she leave.
Yes, yes. I go knock on their door and be like, "Excuse me."
Okay. You knock on their door. You realize they are not in their room.
Oh, okay. Do I know where they are?
Uh, how good's your passive perception?
Not great.
Not great. Okay, make me a roll. A perception roll. Because you're like,
A perception roll.
where are they?
Where did they go?
Oh, you don't
Oh
you
my
don't hear
God.
anything, so you're just like, oh, they're not in their room. Um, you do realize that their room still contains a bunch of bags, their items, so they're not planning to be gone for long, or they
Okay, so
have
they
not
just
yet
went
left.
somewhere. Oh, but they're not there. So like
They're
either
not,
they're
yeah, this,
downstairs.
yeah, maybe.
Did we see where they disappeared to? Like after we were like,
Um,
okay, okay, bye bye.
Whisper ran. Liquid and Frosc was sort of in the vicinity. They didn't leave the housing estate area.
Okay, but they're not where they were before, right? I imagine they were downstairs and we like would have passed them.
It's been a while. You think they could be downstairs? They could be.
Okay, I'll go back down and look for them then.
You see Bosc talking to one of the quick seekers. Uh,
Ah, perfect.
and you hear the conversation go something like, "Oh, we're going to go somewhere for a couple of days. Can you take care of the newbies? Um, they're going to be looking for work in a while. They're kind of ragtag, but cousins, right?" And then she sees you, in which case she turns around. Mm, yes, we were talking about cousins. This is my sister, Bosc. I mean, this is
Sweet,
my
sweet.
sister. Hang on, what was your name? Daria.
Daria. Yes. What was her name? Did she choose a name? She would have chosen
Um,
her own name.
Aqua.
Okay. Uh, hi. Yes.
Uh,
Um, so we'll be staying here for a few days until the others come back. Did the quick seekers have words to say to me? Can I grab
Thund-
Aqua and borrow her?
Thundina goes, well, usually most of the people that stay here, you've been paid for, but would you like food? I can make sandwiches, I can make dinner. Breakfast is usually oat porridge. It's nothing much. We are a farming community.
Right, they didn't really explain to me how the arrangement would be.
Oh,
Um,
well, once a week, it's one gold piece per week. It's not a lot, but it's comfortable. You get food, but that'll cost you another gold piece per person.
Per
The
week or per?
a week.
Okay.
For the
All
rest
right.
of them, they didn't really need food, so I thought I'll check.
All right. I will check with the others and then we'll let you know. I don't
Perfect.
think we'll need food, but if we do, well, we'll let me know and give you the
Well,
money.
just ring either myself or Guldo over here. They're usually running in and out of the place buying things. Anything you need,
Nod,
really.
nod. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I need to borrow my sister for a bit before she and the others leave.
Of course, of course. Please enjoy your stay. And then she
Thank you, thank
has
you.
continues her conversation with Guldo.
I drag Frosc upstairs and be like, okay, so we need to see if there are any of those constructs or oozes in the area.
Oh, right. Wait, what happened
Because I
to
can't do that anymore. I
no?
explained to her already the
Oh, okay. She goes,
transformation. I show my melting hands.
She looks at you and she goes,
Yes, remember?
oh, right, right. She goes, so far, is it worth it?
What? What did you say?
So far, is it worth it?
Well, I don't know.
She nods and then she spaces out for one
Everyone's
minute.
different.
Um, you were looking for ooze and undead, right?
Yes.
There are several undead pings in
Are
and around
they
the place. But no oozes. And she goes, um, no oozes per se, but lots of undead.
all right? We spread out the map and be like, are they scattered around or centralized somewhere?
They're all scattered around. Of maybe one or two walking around in the town square, perhaps peacekeepers of sorts. And funnily enough, and then are you holding the map?
Yeah, yeah. We would have like opened it out in
Okay.
front of her so that she can kind of indicate where they might be.
And then she points to, if you go to search buildings and you type Lunvisar,
Search buildings. House spell.
Lun
Lun.
space Vissar.
Ah, right. That's
Right,
the
right,
that's
right.
the building.
Yeah, so
That's Residence
that's the
Visar
building.
Industries.
And then she points two others on opposite ends. There's a few at the barracks as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it says cultist. Ignore that. They're just workers. Lunvisar workers.
Wait,
Perhaps.
where?
Okay, so you have Lunvisar, right? So if Erin's home is in the middle, there's
Uh
one
huh.
to the east and
One
one
to
to the west.
the large building,
Yeah,
not the red residence. Enormous
there's
sphere.
Medela residence and Alesna residence. There should be like four buildings. Anyway, she points that out.
Okay, okay. Okay, well,
Well,
good to know.
it's a hot spot on those two, and then she points to the east and the west one. Um, Erin's home, however, it's kind of spotty. Occasionally, you'll get one blip, and then it would disappear.
Are they all above ground?
Presumably so.
Not, not. Okay, turn to the rest. What do we make of that?
Mm.
Probably just there to guard, right?
Presumably.
Um, what do you think of Erin? Like, do we understand, like, in total, what have she become? Like, is
No.
she a sentient construct?
She was an elf?
Oh.
was she, or a
She's
half elf,
She she
she's
or
a
a
was
half
human?
elf
she
who
was half
appears to
elf.
Okay.
still
And
be
I want to
pretty
ask,
alive and young.
does does the does Aaron Vasar in the name in this what I call this map? There is a short description of this. Is this part of the notes or is not part of the notes of whispers stuff?
Wait, what? Where? I did.
Short, well-groomed, white
Short,
hair, hazel
yeah,
eyes, medium
it's
length,
a
slightly
medium
pointed
length,
ears,
yeah,
pale white
23
skin.
years
20.
old, half elf,
Yes.
female.
So that's what you know.
Okay, so
91 centimeters. What?
ninety-five.
Ignore the
She's
white.
a goblin?
No, ignore all of that. But she does have short, well-groomed white hair and hazel eyes. Actually, red, but I
Okay,
couldn't
okay.
find red. But she
Red
looks like a
eyes.
23-year-old female half elf.
Okay.
Except when you
And
fought her, she has no face.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
for half elves, we know like
They do not live
200
that long.
something years. Like their lifespan isn't that long, right?
Their
They're like
lifespan is
150,
like,
200.
yeah,
human, but slightly longer.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
about half of
so
an
she
elf.
should be dead, but
She
like us,
Yes.
she's
should be
not.
old. If she's still alive, she should be old.
It should be dead, I think.
So we are
Possibly.
not sure. We are not sure what she is in general.
Yes.
Can we
I mean,
assume that the minor blimp of undead is the one that keep disappearing is her? Like there's a range where she can
uh,
hide herself
I
within.
don't think she's undead. I think she has drunk the matriarch juice for longevity. I mean, me and
So,
Bosc also look very young for someone that's 250.
but because when we fought Aerin, quote unquote Aerin,
Everybody
she
make me intelligence check.
oh,
Okay. Oh, I'm
Just
so
a
good at
flat
them.
intelligence.
all right, I can. Let me close
Flat
all the
intelligence.
Oh,
Flat
18's pretty good.
intelligence.
I,
Intelligence.
Oh, I haven't put,
that's
but I'll roll
not
anyway.
Boss will just sit down and listen.
Oh,
Anybody that rolled above a 16, essentially, you sort of put your heads together to recount your previous interaction with her, which wasn't pleasant. Um,
no,
you can surmise that okay, she's definitely not alive. She
She was more
is
of a thing than I am.
based on
okay.
Valerius's recount of his vision and all of the other stuff. She is the mother of this kind of technology, and it makes sense that she would implement it on herself. So likely, possibly an undead, but
Oh.
Gunlaug, it makes no sense for a person in her position to easily let her energy out like that. It doesn't make
Is
sense for you
she
to be able to track her.
fracturing, perhaps? Or
You don't know.
is she deliberately trying to be a beacon?
Yeah, you think it's very unlikely that she would let people track her like that. Too easy,
Yeah, unless she wants specifically to be found.
possibly.
but only a
Mm,
blimp every now and again. Because the
Frosc looks at all of you and goes, I could check again to see if the blip moved. And then she spaces out and she disappears for 1 minute again into her mind palace. And when she logs back in, she goes, well, it's now moving outside of the boundaries of the home. And I say moving very loosely in that I could only track it for 1 minute.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if that is just a guard patrolling or
But this one stands out compared to the others, right?
She shakes her head. Exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
so. Okay, we are not sure. I need to. We need to go check to make sure if this undead construct undead or just like There,
Grumby asks if it's moving toward us.
Grumpy. Not at all. There were
okay.
like one or two pings of just a patrol, like she confirmed.
Do
And
we
then
know how
mhm,
they recognize? Like, do they see us and be like, ah,
you're not
appearance, visuals?
possibly that might be the case where they have to ID you visually because you're not sure if they can like soul track you, if that's even a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Tzekhen, you thumb through the notes that Whisper gave you, and she does provide like a sketch of what these patrols look like, and they are like a variant of the ones that you fought early on. Instead of horrible things on wheels, they walk bipedally. They don't look undead. They look like elaborate pieces of machinery that is available for people to interact with. Robots.
proper construct, that a proper construct. It looks like
Um,
a
And like some of them.
proper
but she
like
also
robot.
notes that they don't communicate with people. It's a casual nod and then walk away. She's tried to speak to some of them. They do not respond. And she
I
put
see.
sad face.
If those blimps are just patrol guards, then that means that the, the undead we are facing will be the construct ones, the one we faced before. And then I just
Yeah.
show them the image of what they would look like in this town.
Yep. Those are the ones that you guys made short work of in Githard.
This is very different. They have the
This one,
same kind of DNA, but this one is more approachable, more
Okay.
more acceptable in modern-ish society. Because if the other one were to come here, people would freak out.
Oh,
those
okay. So the
looks
ones
like
that we had coming that were running with us, those looked scary, and we're like, oh.
Yeah,
they
they
look like they
were.
want
Where these are
to
like, ah, police robot.
Yeah, one is
Okay.
peacekeepers, the other one is not
murder
Stormtrooper.
murder bots.
murder bots, which is a good show and a good book, by the way.
Multiple books.
Multiple books, very good. Anyway, yes,
Okay.
and then Frosc just takes another minute to ping, and she goes, "With all the information given, I think definitely right. Those are just some kind of sentries. I do think you
Okay.
have to take care of yourself."
Right. If
Nod,
they
nod.
are able to go into other people's home states, then yeah, we do need to take care of ourselves. Ooh, don't want to think about that at all.
Ross looks at all of you. I should get going. They're probably
Right.
about to leave soon, unless you want us to stay a bit longer.
No, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Don't keep the others.
Yeah.
She looks at you. She's like, 5 minutes. And then she sits down and she sort of mentally counts 5 minutes. And if 5 minutes passes, she will leave.
All right.
Yep, yep. Okay, so we go check out Aaron's place? Yes,
It's
yes.
easy
Or
enough.
do you guys need a rest? How,
Eh,
how?
like physically, I don't need a rest.
Any mention of their patrol patterns and how that might change at night?
I checked the notes.
The notes do mention there is a significant repeat of certain patrol patterns. There are groups that patrol very diligently on the hour. Like they've never really changed any patterns, so it's really easy to skirt those people or those constructs. But there are one
Okay,
or two that were less planned.
okay.
So let's
And
just put it as usual patrol versus, you know, the police that come in if there's a kerfuffle.
um, in terms of like walking the streets right now, will is it empty enough that we'll stand out if we're like roaming around,
No,
checking
no.
things out, not really doing anything?
Once you left your safe house area, which is more of like a working district,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more free for all. You see, it's not as full as Fulton. Fulton, it was much
Hmm.
easier to blend in. Over here, people are less affluent, but they're comfortable, more jovial. So you do all seem out of place in your certain aloofness.
Okay.
But then you're in a farming town, and presumably a lot of people who come in the first time are aloof.
Yeah. Okay. So we're normal for like travelers, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do we have a story of like where we came from, etc., etc.?
I will leave that up to
Did
you.
they prepare it? Oh. Oh no.
What makes sense?
Okay, where did we come from, guys? What are we doing here? We're here to visit relatives. Why are we here? Are we from outside the dome? Is that a thing that happens?
Yes, yes, that is a thing that happens.
Okay, we're outside the dome. How do people from outside the dome enter the dome? Do we have to pay lots of
They
money?
Well, considering you're coming here to work, no money is involved, but you do owe like a certain, not
Okay,
to say passport, but you have an employer. And in this
okay.
case the employer would be the quick something. Quick seekers.
Oh, like
They
these
are your
people that we're living
employers.
with.
Yes.
Quickie
Right.
seekers.
The
What
quickie
are
A.
our jobs? Did we actually get jobs?
Yes, you are supposed to be farmers.
God damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
they're not
then,
in on it. They think we actually need to work.
well, they are your employers, but you're supposed to go out and do the employment. Like, they were paid to take care of you and be your cover. That's why they
Oh,
don't really want to
okay.
interact with you. They're like, this is my job.
Okay.
We're not
So
friends.
they know that we're sus.
Yeah, they sort of know that you're sus, but they've been
But they're
paid.
not gonna ask questions, and
Yeah.
then therefore they won't really know and they won't really tell.
Yes, that's
Okay.
why
But
they're
our
like,
cover story is we're working for them.
correct. Yes.
Okay. 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 Okay.
And you came in from somewhere in the outside, which
Yes.
is why you're kind of weird.
Yes. Okay. This is our first time in the dome, right? Looks at everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
And which direction did we come in from? Looks at map.
Um,
The north.
the the map shows like a big arrow that points to like Folsom area, but further north.
Okay.
So like some small Gujarat kind of town that is perpetually cold.
Yes. And it was terrible. And I guess we'll have to improv any weird stories about what's happened to us since then. Oh, jeez.
Running into these really scary, strong people that just left ruin in their wake. Oh well.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
That is valid. Out of character.
Okay. How are the two siblings taking all this?
They are wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. They have never been under the dome, and you can tell they're very excited to go shopping, eating, just walking around. They are looking outside to, you know, the space between the houses, the square where
Mhm.
Tzekhen went out to sit and just gaze at the sky. They want to
Mhm.
go there,
Okay.
but there's conversation
So
here.
let's let's adjourn and go do various things. Oh, what's everybody interested in doing?
Well, I was thinking there has to be some kind of park, and then we have to buy, we have to see what the current fashion is, and food, snacks.
Nod, nod, nod. I look at Bureau.
Bureau
Is he the
shrugs.
same?
I
Is he like
honestly,
also same?
I am okay with whatever anybody wants to go through.
Okay. What about Gunlog and Tzekhen and Grumby?
I mean, I still kind of think we should focus on Erin's house and
Do,
probably.
yeah, I do
Right.
want to check up on Aaron. Like what
And I
right
don't think
now?
we should just hang around. Look, I know that we don't have a plan, but the time it takes to get a plan together, it might already be fucked.
I
Yeah,
nod.
and right now is not ideal for me to sneak a lot for
And
me
how
to
do we
sneak
plan
out.
when we have no idea what's in there, anyways?
Oh,
Yeah.
the only
We can't exactly just kick down the door, right?
I
yeah,
mean,
the only way I can do is to go and scout the area out, but that is we have to reach there and look in and suss out the situation or even like check out the area ourselves to see what is what. That is that's what we can do. We have to
Okay.
check it out. We
So
have to
we
check
can
it
go do that, and then we can get Van and Bureau to help us get food and check out the place and see if there's anything else that the others might have missed. Sound good?
out at the town, check that
out. How
it's.
did Aaron employees come out in and out of a work with not enough? The
Okay, so the
her home
employees don't work in her house. The
yeah
employees
it's
work
two
in and around the space.
it's like like imagine two separate buildings. So one is the where they work and one is Aaron's house.
Okay. So like one is office and one is house. Yes?
You could think as much, but nobody has gone into the houses, and you think the workers all work elsewhere.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so the workers, they might be the people who take care of the guard robots. They might be industry plants. Maybe they work just to watch people. Maybe they're doing experiments like Bosc used to do.
So
Basically, they're not good people.
Hmm.
Grump Grumpy us like so there's no like surface level tech stuff was made that we can see that they bring in and out.
No, this is a agrarian society. Most of the trade and most of the technologies have to do with planting crops. So think of the Midwest. Think of Burles. In Australia, what is it like? Adelaide?
Oh no, that's a
Okay, maybe
sad
New
part.
South
I've never
Wales.
been to Adelaide.
New
Yeah,
South Wales. Lots of farms. Maybe you have like cows
I mean
pulling.
definitely Adelaide and WA and New South. Like there's lots of just anywhere that's not city is just farmland.
Correct. Yeah. So it's not like there's no factories here. That was if you go through the notes in second, one of the first things they mentioned was if workers wear work, and then they did identify places of work, and none of them go into the house itself, but the house is owned by Visar Industries.
So one goes there but owned by Aaron.
Correct.
Those worker works somewhere else. Hmm. Okay.
It's just like people who own a lot of houses and buildings.
Hmm. Oh,
Would it be an
this is
underground
fun.
lab with elevator system?
There
Possibly,
might
but
be.
there we haven't detected anything underground.
Yeah,
Which
there
I
was no
assume
ping.
there would be things underground.
There's no
Yes.
ping there's no ping that goes like 900 feet or somewhere below
No,
ground, right? Like
no.
yeah.
But you also know that Erin's not stupid, and she
Yeah,
has
that's
access to magic, and
Maybe there's lead.
she's not stupid enough to let people know where she is. It's what I'm trying to say.
but yet
Oh, something is wrong.
but okay, so we only have we only have one thing to go by, which is like Valeria's walk into Aaron's home.
Correct.
So something is there, and there is something that caused Valerius to go to that place. So we might as well check see what causes it. Probably she might have a secret elevator somewhere in there. We're not sure. We have to check it out.
Mhm. I can. Oh, who dropped?
Oh, that's
Oh,
that's Mike.
Mike.
Mike dropped it. Mike is
That's
back.
Mike.
He
Okay.
mic
Yeah.
drop. Huh.
Yeah,
Um.
sorry, it's kind of difficult for me to think about this, but okay, guys, we need to think of a plan here in terms of priorities because, like, hanging around and let's just say, like, hanging around eating food and all that isn't really the way forward to saving a friend.
Yeah.
So,
That's what we. That
okay,
the NPCs do for us.
all right, okay. So, I need to just quickly recap. So we know that there are people going into Aaron's house,
Only two.
aka Valerius.
Only one
The
person went
housekeepers,
into the
right?
house.
Mm-hmm.
Valerius didn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
And two people work there, and they have constant movement in and around the house. The only time they leave is to go to the shops to buy food or supplies.
Okay, so as
And
in
the
like
only
we
one to enter recently is Valerius.
Enter and not leave, yes. Outside of
okay.
the other two.
Yep.
Okay. And when boss pinged the undead and all that, where was it?
It was first in the grounds, and then it moved outside, as if
What do you
patrolling.
mean in the grounds?
As in the grounds, like in the garden, near the
Like in
Like
the
fence.
property.
Aaron's house or like anywhere in the dome?
Erin's. We're talking about Erin's house proper, right? We're not talking about anywhere else.
Because like
Yep.
his detection range is like a mile or something stupid. So
Uh,
like,
yeah. So we're focused. Your question is: are we focused on the house itself or everywhere?
okay,
The
when we
house.
ping it, like we want to know like what's around the house, and then if there's anything in the anything in the nearby vicinity. Because you know, like if we poke the house, things may come and start coming to us
Yeah.
as well.
So it's the same as just now. She said there were very steady patrols, and occasionally one or two blips that seem out of place, as corroborated with the information in the book. And then in particular, there's like a blip that moves around Erin's property, but not really inside.
Maybe like a
Okay.
floaty variant.
Right.
Possibly.
Okay, so there's one blip that goes around Erin's house and the
Yeah.
others are
But
around
you
the
also have
garden.
to remember she only has access to that blip 1 minute at a time.
Yep.
So 60-second snapshots is not very long.
Okay. So she has one blip patrolling. And because when you mentioned gardens, like I didn't see a garden around the home, so I mean, do you mean
Well,
gardens somewhere else, nowhere near, or what?
okay, so the boundary of the home, the whole thing is not a home. It could be like a house inside and then there's garden outside.
Okay. So it does have a garden.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's
It looks like
one
a normal house.
Okay. So there is a house with a garden. How many blips were there?
Only one.
One.
One patrolling blip. I thought there was mention that some that move in the grounds out. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, that's the same one. So 3 times
One.
the blip just moves to different areas.
Mm,
Yeah. And there's some in the surrounding buildings, right? You
Oh
mentioned.
yeah, there's heaps. Let's say this is a town of let's go with like 200 blips.
What?
Mhm.
200
Oh,
blips of undead.
Yes.
Yeah, just around town,
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
The
patrolling
like
and
whole
hanging out.
place in
like they are
in
guard.
random
They are
bits of wheat at the side
yeah
of the
like they
road.
like they are guards walking
Yeah.
around and then stuff like that.
Oh, do we actually see any of them?
Well, you haven't actually left
If we
the
walk around, I
house.
imagine
Yeah.
we will.
I see. Yeah, we need to go have a look
Okay,
then.
but have they been described to us by
Yes.
the Whisper and Crew?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're in the
It's
I
all in the
already.
book.
Yeah, I
Okay,
showed the image of what they draw.
so I don't have access to the book, so I'm not quite
Oh no
sure.
No,
no. Nobody has
it's not an
access to
image.
the book.
It's just the
Okay, okay.
imagination. Yeah, it's just the
So,
imagination.
okay, so there's a book, 200 blips around town. Uh, okay, the 200 blips are like moving, working things, right? So
Yeah.
Erin's home and the vicinity has only that one blip around
Well,
the place.
within 5 feet of her
Mm,
house is just that one
mm,
blip. But maybe 100 feet after there's another one,
okay,
and so on and so forth. It's like having police in and around your space. It's never just one.
okay.
Yep.
So right. So we do have to watch our noise. We do have to keep things very small. And then like, what was it about the 1 minute interval thing?
Oh, that's
That's just how often Frost can track the things.
No.
what's it called? Primeval awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, one patrolling blip. Uh, I need to remember when Frost used primeval awareness previously, did floaty blip.
No, Floaty's not undead.
Okay,
Floaty
But
would be considered
I
as a
imagine,
construct, but now maybe he
yeah,
is a teddy
because
bear gem,
he's powered by soul, right?
correct? But that was the first iteration many 100 years ago.
hmm. Okay. So
That's
there may
like,
be other things we haven't detected.
mm,
Quite likely. There's this thing. Uh, do we have anything to tunnel through the ground quickly?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
going through the notes.
Like for all
You
of us to tunnel through the ground.
Like an earthquake?
Not in this pastoral place. Okay.
I
There's
will
two
never be allowed
possibilities
to
I'm
earthquake.
thinking.
sorry,
There's
what?
two possibilities I'm thinking, which is that either there's an underground lab facility that's lead coated and shielded and whatnot beneath there, and there's an escalator going down, which explains why Valerius hasn't come up, or there's just a teleportation circle in hole.
Yes.
Okay.
But hmm, would Valerius really teleport all the way here to go to Aerin's home to use another teleport circle? Unless it's like something that goes like straight to the matriarch's place, which
It might
How
not
did he
be like a
teleport here?
straightforward way.
We don't know how he would have gotten here, right?
We don't know
Nope.
how he came here.
Valerius.
Stupid boy, why are you
No,
teleporting here?
he,
Why are you here?
I mean, he's
maybe he.
You're
most
just meant to go
likely not
deliver
himself,
fish.
right?
What?
Uh,
Sorry?
Again?
He- He's most likely not himself. That's the
Oh,
assumption, right?
definitely. Like that is not
Okay.
even a question. The fact that he didn't reply
Yeah.
to your messages, that he walked
Yeah.
into the house of his ex who clearly hates him, and both of them have trauma. There is no way in hell he would walk back here by himself.
I mean, I know Valerius. He's absolutely stupid enough to walk into Aaron's house.
That's true. But not without kicking and screaming.
No.
So this is the minute you heard he walked into Erin's house, you're like, huh, all the conversations
Yeah,
that we've had, no way.
yeah. Like even a newcomer like me, I was like, huh. Now that's troublesome.
Mhm.
Like your very high wisdom
It's
goes,
bad news.
no way. Like,
No.
no way. And he didn't reply. He always replies.
Okay.
We could just go in,
guys.
guys. We could just go in. Look,
I
we could
agree.
just go in.
We don't have any other way to find out. We can make an attempt to destroy the surveilling thing before we go in, but that's about the extent of our plans. We
Yeah.
approach carefully. We approach carefully. Have someone's. Did Whisper and any of her people approach Aerin's house?
Um, what was his
I
name?
believe
Face.
only
Face went in
only
as
Oh.
the groundskeeper, but he left quickly, which is why you
Hmm.
know they're the two houses are presumably connected because there is no other rooms in one of the houses. It doesn't make sense. Like the layout doesn't make sense.
Okay, so the house itself only had 2 rooms.
Correct.
Probably hidden rooms and stuff.
Maybe.
2 rooms as in what kind of rooms?
One is the living room, one is a main bedroom. That's for the one in the pin. They
And
haven't been able to go into the house next door.
because I again like there's a map, but it's not the most exact to detail because there may be a gun and all that. Are the two adjoining houses like are they connected to it
No, they're
by
not.
wall?
Wall to wall.
No, they're
No.
separate.
Okay, they're
Oh,
separate.
I thought they were wall to wall.
No,
Sorry.
no, they're not wall to wall. That's why they're like,
Okay.
okay, they're owned by the same people, but the house where the marker is, it doesn't make sense to be called a house. There's only 2 rooms and it's too big.
Okay.
2 rooms and too big. Yeah, 2 rooms too. Okay.
The math is not mathing.
Did the size of the 2 rooms correspond with the totality of the house?
No.
So there is more rooms.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Yeah.
two
So, like,
rooms for a
hidden.
house this big doesn't make sense.
Okay. Right. So that explains it. There'll be hidden rooms behind it. And when the groundskeeper went in, did he see any signs of life or people there?
Yes, Dorwisa. That's why he had to leave because she started asking him questions that he couldn't answer.
What does Dorisa look like?
Dorwisa is, as the thingy says, she's a very old female gnome. She's not a retiree. She works there. She basically takes care of the house. She cleans. She makes sure there's mostly cleans, and she watches things like a hawk. So when the groundskeeper came into the house, uh, immediately interrogation time. Like, what are you doing in the house?
Hmm.
Oh, I suddenly cannot click the house anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
So
refresh.
it looks like we may have to try our best to stealth up. Uh, like, does the house have blind spots that we can approach it from?
Mm, not really, because it is in a very visible area.
Okay. The entrance to the house, is it front? Is it facing one particular direction?
Yes, it's facing the road. So you know
Okay.
how there's only one big road there?
Hmm.
That is it.
Okay. I can. Okay. Again, the map may not be very accurate, but does it have like? Do you see like there's like back alley kind of things and all that? Is that accurate or no?
What do you mean back alleys?
Okay, so like Erin's house is there, but then like it's facing the road, but behind it there's more houses in another
Oh yeah,
road kind of
so
thing.
those alleys exist, but there's a lot of
Okay,
windows
alleys
because
exist.
that house is the Nut Thread residence, and there's a lot of people living there.
Okay, the Nut Thread residence. Is it also owned by them?
No,
Okay. With so the next to the winemaker in Visar is owned by them.
next to
Uh,
them, the
wait, what's
jeweled
this rest?
winemaker.
Yes.
No, it is not. It is owned by the people who work there. Dash.
Okay. So Visar is the only one they own.
Yeah, so anything under Visar is what they own or what is known to be owned by Visar Industries.
How many visa industries are there around here? Let's see.
There's two. Further on the east and west, there are two more, but they're like dormitories for the workers.
Okay, as in like they're not in this general area here.
No, no, they're pretty far away. What you
Okay.
can do is you can type in the search buildings LUN space VISSAR.
Okay, I can see it showing up. Right, that one's quite far away. We don't have to worry about. So okay. Aerin's home with a door that connects the basement from next door. This house has no basement. Sorry. Okay, inside the Visa Industries, did Face manage to get in?
Inside which side? What?
Did he manage to get into the next door house?
No, he only went into the one that was marked as Aaron's home.
Okay. Okay, so the Nut Trade residence is one thing. Is it unusual for people to enter the alleyway?
No, lots of people go through
Okay.
it. It's one of the Jalan Tikus. So imagine Vietnam. You know how there's all the very overused alleyways at the back and just houses upon houses. It's like that.
Okay. So I'm thinking we could try to go in through the back, like, along the road from the Nut Trade residence. That's like the big building. Now, you're saying Erin's home has a lot of windows, or is it only the Nut Thread?
The nut thread. Aaron's home has a decent amount of windows for the house. It's a very expensive looking house. Or two houses. Like it's very yeah, it's expensive. So not too
Okay.
many windows, but they're nice windows. It's just surveillance in and around the area is very high. Especially with a
Okay.
wine shop being there. Opposite is a yarn spinner, and then you have an herbalist. Like it's very obvious when shenanigans is happening. There's a parchment maker. There's people who make lanterns. Like this is all opposite the building. Plus, this is like expensive residences, so you would think that people would be a little bit more diligent.
Every time the main enemy is rich people. Let's see.
Rich people can do shenanigans better than poor people can.
I said
Funny
like
that.
that's
Okay.
why I said like
Is
right now we can't get into there because it's afternoon and a lot of people.
Yeah,
would it be different at night?
you would think so. Second, you see in the book that they did do most of their surveillances, either in one of the shops as a shopper, or there were a few days where Liquid was working in the herbalist place, which was how they found out about some information. Um, they sort of made themselves busy in the space, like they're supposed to be in that space instead of staring at the door. Like it's a
Makes
proper
sense.
recon week.
So yeah,
Do we have any time frames from when like the Miss Dorwisa leaves the house?
She never leaves the house. She lives there.
Bugger.
So the house is never by itself. Either Dorwisa or the other guy will be in the vicinity and patrolling. I say patrolling, but more like fixing this and that, cleaning this and that.
Who's the other guy?
The other guy is
Jazra Korvac.
Jazra.
Jezra.
yeah. So that house has two people. One is the groundskeeper, and the other is the other guy.
Hmm.
We could simply knock them out.
Yeah, but as in like we have to, if we are going to do this, we kind of have to like move really fast, like in KO, does the patrolling sensor thing then KO Dorwisa really fast? While like, in a blink of 6 seconds kind of thing, that which I don't
Here
know how
is the
realistic it is.
problem.
Hmm?
If we only scout the area and intend to go in to knock out the surveillance and or whatever is patrolling and the result or reserve, we might have a trouble in the future because this is their place and you assume that they are not going to call the police.
I'm saying we don't give them a chance to call the police.
They can't call the police if they're knocked out.
Yeah, that means we no, they are knocked out means that do you want us
Huh?
to immediately finish the mission at that moment? Like once we
I
get
mean,
in, scout the
Valerius has
area.
been missing for 1 to 2 hours. How much time do you want him to be missing for?
So so you want us to like immediately just commit and go in? That's what this is like. Yeah.
What's your alternate plan?
No, I mean, I'm asking if because like want to try to do it safe, like don't want to like trigger anything, or if you want to go in commit, like I am down to do that. I'm just
Oh
asking
no,
if
we
that
definitely
comes.
can't trigger 200 bots. We definitely can't trigger
Yeah.
200 bots. So,
Yeah, because like if we knock them out, that's a like we have to commit and we have to go in sort of ordeal.
I mean, if we're knocking them out, we're already committing. But as in, like, we don't go in unless we're sure we can do something decent. So, like, now it's afternoon. You're saying there's high visibility.
Yes.
High
When
traffic,
can,
yeah.
yeah. What is the traffic like at night? Did they have a estimate for us? Or I can't see any of the roll
Uh,
20 things.
no, it's okay. This is all taken from the book that was given to Tzekhen. There is a sort of schedule, sort of the breathing hours of the town. It wakes up early, 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun begins to set at around 6. People work. Lunch is fairly busy, 1 to 2, sometimes 12 to 2, depending on what you work as and where you work as. Half of the population in the city moves out of the city into the outskirts at the farms because they go to work. But the other half of the city are very leisurely working. There's a lot of merchants. There's also merchants coming in from the outside. So they tend to go to the square where the star is, the middle area, the Pantheon of Uren. Ignore that and just call that like the city hall. Um, and around they have like a pseudo siesta kind of thing. Around 6:30 is when people start going for dinner. Things tend to wind down about 8:30, 9ish. So this town goes to sleep quite early.
Sounds like me.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, it makes sense.
8:39 p.m.
But
ish.
they're like farmers. They need to wake up in the morning, right?
Correct. They're tired.
Okay.
They're tired, sleepy boys.
So, according to the intel that Whisper and crew can give us, at like 9 p.m., what sort of surveillance is around Aerin's home?
Because those constructs never sleep, it's the same.
Mhm. But I
So,
mean, in terms of people in the
oh,
shop,
people in the
the
shop.
night residents.
Very few. Not the expensive people houses. They asleep, but the
Mhm.
surveillance of the guards, the undead guards, increase.
Increase as in how?
As in, instead of 1 or 2 patrolling, there's maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
Okay.
3 to 4, and what sort of density? Because previously it was like 100 feet away from Erin's home is one
Same density.
same density.
So we're now
Okay.
talking about numbers. Maybe yeah. So when I say it's like 1 or 2 in the daytime, it's 1 or 2 spread out. So now there's 3 or 4 spread out.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's not more squads, but each squad has more dudes.
Mm,
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly it's because
okay.
it's at night and people don't want their stuff to get stolen, especially in this particular area where the house is. In the less affluent areas, there will be less surveillance.
Okay.
Like where
Wait.
you're staying, quiet.
Okay.
Okay, so Aerin's home, the two buildings, I don't think it's very easy to do this, but is it possible to, from the window views they have, sort of like map out small blind spot areas that we can approach it from?
Can I would say that it has been mapped out from what they can see. So Tzekhen will tell you, or Tzekhen, you know that how your little party operates is they're very good at. Some of them are very very good at surveillance, so they probably perch themselves on roofs to see into windows. Um, try and map out as best they can. So the windows that go into rooms would be mapped out for you. The rest would be empty. I will give you that thing next week. Or
Okay,
rather
that's fair.
next week. When you come in, there's gonna be like a proper map for you to discover.
Sure, because I think like the best way to proceed is by working a bit backwards. Like we want to see, we would want to approach from the blind spot. Then from there, we want to draw backwards to how do we get to that blind spot? Where do we go over? Do we have to go past the nut thread? Do we have to go on the roof
Mm-hmm.
to connect it to something? And
You
then
you
like work out how
mentioned
to
that
avoid.
the map is not accurate. It's very accurate. So the roads are
Okay.
where they are. The houses, like you can walk in between the houses. Maybe can it's like 3 people wide.
Hmm.
The road is for going back and forth horse carts and hay
Carriages and
bales.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and carriages. So it's a
How
pretty
easy was
sizable.
it? How easy was it for Whisper's gang to get on the roofs?
Oh, pretty easy. Like you can do it. These
Okay.
are very very normal looking houses. If you felt like it, you can get on a roof anytime.
Okay, how easy
There
is it to
are.
get on the roof without being noticed or having someone like take offense to it?
Don't go on top of rich people's houses.
Uh,
Generally there are 1 or 2 people. If because you haven't really walked around, so you haven't seen a lot of things. But generally from the notebook, there are
mm,
people who clean roofs,
okay.
especially like the straw roofs that need scrunching and stuff.
Who cleans like the roofs of like the Nut Thread residence?
Nobody.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, nobody they've seen so far. These guys have been in this space for like a week or two.
Oh yeah. Sha, can you send me back into the map? I said
Can you
I
back into
restart
the
road.
map?
oh wait, the
Send
Nut
you
Thread
back
residence
into
is
the
a
map.
lower class home.
Uh ah. Well, lots of windows. It's
Okay,
supposed to be
lower
high class
class.
home. I guess I
Oops.
didn't write that. So
So
so it's
Yeah,
like
the
it's
house
a
is
big
so that
house.
big. Yeah, that's big house. So there's no way it's a low class
Yeah, yeah.
residence.
So it's supposed to be high class. Hang on, let me edit. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I suddenly turned into one of those like
High class
KL
home.
low cost flats or
Oh
something.
no. There is a
So
lower class home in this area, but that
yeah, I
presumably belongs to the helpers.
the cobble court or something
Yeah.
like that.
I said I
There's also
cannot get
nut
the
thread over
house
here. Lol.
anymore. That's why I reload.
Okay,
I
let
can't
me
click anything, so that's why I reload. And now I have to wait for you to open the map for me.
close map.
Okay. Oh, the Green
Open
Hedge is
map.
also a low class residence.
Greenhedge would be presumably one of the people who work there. So they would work in one of the other residences. Kang, can you see map?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay, so Green Hedge is lower class home.
Yeah. So
Maybe we can use
there's
that as
also
go to.
another nut thread residence. So those people work in the expensive nut thread house.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we will need to plot out our route to see how
Mm-hmm.
we get there, and then maybe if we can get a like a reasonable route there that avoids most of the detection, avoids most of the patrols, then I think it's worth waiting until night.
Uh,
Ooh, how long till night?
well,
Oh,
it's.
that's another question.
I'm guessing this conversation takes about 45 minutes.
What?
I
Yeah.
feel like we can take a long rest and it will be nighttime.
That is correct because it's still noon.
Yes.
Uh,
And I would like to have my abilities if you want to sneak into Aaron's home because I would have ghost walk. I don't have to like deal with
Oh,
most. Yeah.
are you invisible when you go walk?
No, I'm quite visible.
Oh,
But because I'm stealthy, I think I can.
I can turn you invisible when you ghost walk, right?
Right. You
Can.
have invisibility, yes.
the slowest moving ghost.
It's still something. 10 minutes worth of moving works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Um,
did we conclude that he can move his normal speed when ghost walking? It's just when he's flying he's slow.
No, I don't
no.
have walking speed anymore. I gain fly. I
You
gain
only
hovering.
fly.
I
Oh,
only hover. I do not walk anymore if I go in that form.
Oh, okay.
Sag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, do you have an idea, Ida, as well?
um, I don't have any particularly good ideas on them what's been put forward. I just don't think we can afford to wait that long.
So
But
your
I do
suggestion
appreciate
is we go
that.
like
Yeah,
now.
but if you want to go now, then the best part, the best way to get there is through. The problem with how the layout is, right? Every low, what you call low class home, is
Hmm.
opposite with
Next.
a high
Uh,
class, yeah, residence. So it's really hard to tread between the needle and go into the alleyway that way. They will have a troll somewhere or another. But I can try to sneakily at least attempt to get to as close to Erin's home as possible.
yeah, I mean, like once we have someone on the ground level to show us exactly where the guards and or like
Yeah.
watchers are,
Yeah.
we have a better way of how to move.
And
Yeah.
I feel like the first thing I need to do when I get there is to try to assess what is the patrolling thing that's going around Erin. Is it actually a robot police that we have seen or is something else? I need to make sure what is going in and out of the house.
Hmm.
You do
Okay.
know
So
that your previous gang used many tactics to scout the area without being suspicious, so you can peruse one of those.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess the question is, let's say we do like manage to get in now, and like, let's say we find Valerius there. Do we just like beat up Valerius and bring him with us?
In the best manner, that's how we
It-
make
That was
friends in this
that was
game.
literally my thing was just we
So
just
so
yoink
so
that boy and
yeah,
leave
we
if we
have
need to.
when we find him, we have to knock him out because he's not himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll find a
He
way
can like
to
dimension door and do all sorts of nonsense and leave, right? If he wants to.
but dimension door only give you one on one, one versus one. You have to knock him out eventually still.
Hmm.
Then we
Yeah.
can dimension door him to somewhere safe.
No, no,
But
no. I mean like does he have dimension door? He can just like leave,
Yeah.
right?
Uh,
not to my
I'm sure he has the
knowledge.
technology to just leave.
I
So
don't think he carries dimension door. Every time he carries a spell are usually
I have no
bomb
idea what he does. I'm gonna be
bombardments
real.
or
Eh,
I
Nah,
know
To
he
be
has
completely
shield.
sure he can
Does
like
he have the ability to
or
simply leave if we corner
Have
him?
we seen him
yeah, I think
dimension
so.
door at all?
Okay, here's the thing I know about Valeria. She has a shit con save,
I know
and
he
that's
has a
all.
lot of
That's
like
all that speaker
misstep
needs to
type
care
things.
about.
Oh, right, you can stun. When
Yes,
you stun him, he
He
can't
hit real
Ah,
dimension
hard,
back
eh?
anywhere.
that
He
was
can't
that's why I was talking about knocking people out. I didn't mean like, oops, she has more HP that I can do in one round, and that's the end of it. I meant the
No,
stunning
I
straight on the.
believe that with what Valerius HP has, I still can try to knock him on
Yeah.
one round.
Okay. But yeah, so like we also do need an exit plan, which is like,
yeah, yeah. Like
where
the
do we
question
Yes.
is,
bail?
let's
Do
say
we
we
have
beat
a
him up and like capture him. How do we?
do we have someone to
What do
teleport?
we do?
We have a teleport staff or something, right?
I
Do,
used already
does it
today.
still
Oh,
have juice for today?
I believe the wording is long rest. So if it's long rest, then I can refresh that ability once I sleep. If it says dawn, then that will be out of option. Let me see. Teleport stuff.
Uh,
Yeah, let me check mine as well. I'm
check
pretty
check
sure
your
mine is like
Oh,
orrery,
every
check your
morning.
weird orrery thing or something like that.
Let's see, orrery.
Because
Blah blah
we use Zhao's
blah.
staff, but what about the orrery?
I use the orrery to try to escape the thing. Oh,
Yeah,
Plane
but that was
shift,
plane
right?
shift. I think it's something else.
sure,
no, no, I
because
use
it didn't
teleport.
give me any
No, teleport.
wording.
What? Huh?
Stuff of teleportation, is it or something?
Wait, didn't you plane
Uh,
shift? No.
No,
plane
I
No,
use
we
shift. What?
teleport because I
What?
we
didn't know that I was on another plane,
Oh no.
you I
and
use
it
the
uses the
stuff of
same charges anyway. So
I uses the stuff of teleportation that gave by
they use
the
Okay.
charges from the same.
Oh yeah, it still works. Yes.
Oh
okay,
wait,
so
gate. Okay, no, no, no. I have the. I think the one I used was. Maybe I'm stupid
I
and
think you
cannot
use plane
read.
shift because there's no teleport on this thing.
how about my
I
stuff? Like I want to know if this is
Grab.
Oh, it's long rest.
uh just long rest, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I if I sleep now, rest now, I can get the charge back, the teleport charge.
You feasibly can take a long rest every like 20 hours.
Oh, so we don't have the option to long rest at the
okay.
moment.
Yeah, I did use plane shift.
Wait,
I mean, you
because it
could,
feels
but
like
then you won't be able to long rest for a while.
it feels like I haven't long rest for a very long while. I mean, like because of the
Correct.
mind palace thingy.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Correct.
because we've been doing a lot of things and like in-game
You
time, not a
you
lot of time has
left
passed.
Haviland what 7 hours
It's
ago.
still the same day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because of the mind palace, it feels like way longer.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just
Good luck. Do you have
reminding you
anything for a quick extraction?
that Matriarch is not fucking
If
around.
I have teleportation, look, what I could try to do is try to board a recall us, but it'll probably just take us straight to the matriarch's throne
No,
room.
no. We don't want to ever
Mm-hmm.
prepare that spell because of so many bad things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
That is
Oh, if I'm
the
not
best I can do in
mistaken, you
terms of.
can make a new little thing, right? In a
I
new
can make a
place?
new place. We just haven't had the resources or a place that's been,
Sanctified.
stationary and where we want to actually go back to or safe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Haviland seemed pretty nice a moment ago, and then things happen.
Yeah.
Uh,
alright,
Okay,
so
I do have to remind you guys that you're up against some very, very smart people and very vicious
We are
people.
not. It's,
I'm
So,
kind of limited in what I can do at this point.
yep.
So,
so I can
look,
only
I can't teleport us out, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
If we wait until.
If we wait until nighttime, we're giving them 8 hours as well.
Yeah.
the
But if
reason
we
why we
do
want
do that, I could prepare gate. That might be like the best in terms of getting us somewhere. But
the whole reason you we want to go there now because we do not want to afford Valeris to go anywhere else.
Yes.
uh-huh.
Yes.
So I do not have teleportation.
I don't think
what?
we gain much by waiting just the 8 hours, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Like
So
long
Rejig my
resting doesn't
spell
give us.
list to try and be more specifically helpful.
I
But
gained some of my abilities back, but yes,
are you
You
guys
can you can eat
how's
a
your health and
token
everything?
to
I
get it
do.
again, right?
You have to understand. All the tokens are good guy. I'm not gonna eat them.
Huh?
Okay, so
Have
just don't have your ability then.
Yes,
yeah.
that's why I want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
rest.
So either
Yeah, self-nerfed.
Yeah.
so either
Do
either
we
like
have
you
time?
eat a good guy and use your ability
No.
if things get desperate, or we just don't have the ability and that's fine.
Yeah, that's why I said like yeah, I can just go in there, but yeah.
Yeah, the
What about
question is
okay,
if
so
we don't want to wait 8 hours.
yeah, okay, so how about this?
Let's say
Like
that's not an option.
the
Okay,
for
I
the
need to
for the
take a leave
exception.
now. You all continue discussing. I have
All
to tap
right.
out. Thanks
Be
for
well,
being
Okay.
here.
Mike.
Okay,
Yep,
bye.
yep.
Take care.
Yay.
Okay,
Um,
what
It would
about the
in
been a
all of
victory.
this, have we had time for a short rest,
Yes.
by the way? Yeah.
Yes.
So
oh
we should
short rest?
You
know.
Oh,
short
I find
rested. You short rested when
Yeah,
you
we did
were
short rest at some point.
on route to
The
Guy's
guy's
place,
house.
and then Guy's house. You just had a chat.
Yeah.
Very not
I'll just get some
strenuous.
of my hit points back after that freaking debacle in the fuck's sake.
Valid. They're okay rolls.
The
Let's admit that for a
labyrinth
second.
bullshit. I'm gonna try. Ah, God. 1, 2, 3,
Because
4.
I don't really get anything for long rest. So if you guys want to long rest, I can sort of scout the area
no no let's
to make sure he doesn't leave, or to well, I have no really way of informing you guys if he does leave,
Uh,
okay, so
like
if you want to
instantly.
go now, I have an idea, but I can't speak because everything is going on. Um, if we able to like when we knock him out, when everything has been knocked out, the patrol, the groundskeeper, and then also Valerius,
Hmm.
we bring him out normally, but as if he is drunk or something like that. Just pretend he's like knocked out by too much alcohol or something that like just pretending we are taking him back home.
I mean,
Sort
if
of
we
like
want to just extract him and we're allowed to walk out, we can just chuck him in the portable hole and he'll be fine there.
yeah, yeah, because like if that's because if we don't have the spells to do so and we are running out of time, that is like the option we can go with. Like just do it like that and then quickly get back to the safe place.
Yes, yes. But the question is, in the event that, they've managed to spot us and it's on red alert and the robots are all chasing us, we won't really have an escape option.
no,
No.
Like there's no fallback then.
no. The fallback is we win.
Like it's either we go quietly or we cast earthquake and level the
I
house and
mean,
kill a whole bunch of
Please do
innocent
not
people.
put those words into Gunlak's head right now.
I mean,
Look,
This has
if
this
you do
what if there
earthquake,
is a giant lab under there? The
if you do
third giant
earthquake,
lab, and I will finally be able to just tear a hole in the fucking ground.
Earthquake is big, right? Like
earthquake is
Oh my
half
massive.
the town is
What's
gone. Is
what's
that is
another
that what
200
earthquake does?
people? What's another 200 people
100-foot
gone?
radius circle shakes and
That's 200 feet. That will eat several buildings, actually.
Okay, so it's not that huge.
Yes.
It's devastating, but it's not like, oh, half the
depends
town's gone.
depends on no, but depends on if there is like a big old structure underneath that,
Then
um
wahoo, sinkhole, fun.
yeah.
Um,
60 meters. And so at the bottom, there is a measure. So if you do 60 meters, that's so many houses.
Mm.
Wait a second. What is this? Buried in the rubble. DC 20 athletics check. Oh no. The
Yeah,
rubble.
The
I do not
rebel.
trust them to have those DC to
Oh my god,
get
it's gonna
out.
Okay.
be
So
massive. Oh,
I think like if we want to like we're not even guaranteed to get Valerius, right? But if we want our best shot at getting a Valerius, it's go in like now, right?
Yes.
Um, is there the option of abandoning Valerius to his own devices? What's the worst thing that happens in that case?
I mean, we don't
My
want
conscience
to
would
do
not
that, though.
allow.
He's one of
Sorry.
us.
So
okay.
my conscience would not
Um,
allow that, but
what?
yeah.
Roll me a history check, all everyone.
Who-
It's to dig
Everyone
up
should.
a Valerius memory, like a Valerius little intel. 19 is good, actually.
Okay.
Valerius
Any
related
more?
fact?
He's pretty
20 is
20.
better. Better than 2018. Okay, yeah, I
How
would
good at the
say
in check today?
there there was a situation where all of you had sat down to talk about Aerin um after the first altercation, where he was kind of stunned and mortified at how she had turned out, and she talked to you about how she worked and stuff, and the memory that he had previously that he brought up, and he told you that both him and Aerin work particularly fast. And there has never been a case where if she didn't want to already do something, it hadn't already been done. So it's been about 2 hours plus. Whatever she wanted to do would have already been done. That is probably what's happening.
Okay, so we're not gonna be like picking something. Like we're not stopping anything, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
there has never been a case where you think from your conversations where the hyper focus doesn't kick in immediately. Like he doesn't get to, you think, allegedly, that he doesn't get to come in, have a chat for an hour, drink some tea. There's a
Yeah.
reason
So
why he was
either
made to go there.
so either like he's halfway, like he's still undergoing some kind of procedure,
Mm-hmm.
or the procedure has finished.
Mm-hmm.
And we know these procedures can take time.
Correct.
Okay,
And
so
these
it's go now and
procedures
save him, or don't go and he's lost forever.
go now, and
Or go now and he might already be lost forever.
I would say more of that. Like it's been 2 hours.
I don't know how long these things take.
Like he has told you before that they work really fast.
Ah, okay. Okay, so he's already lost forever.
You think.
So we don't have to do anything crazy.
We don't
Is an
know
assumption.
that.
We don't know that.
That we just rolled history to confirm that
We
okay,
don't know that.
Likely
he's
not
probably
good.
lost forever.
Let's
Rolling
just say
deception
That's
against
literally
myself.
DM like, oh, but yeah, he's probably
there's
lost forever.
there's very likely a 20% chance you come out with an entire person.
Okay, 20% chance is not too bad.
We are gacha players.
Look,
20% chance is what we get.
I don't play
it's
gacha.
not even there. It's that we, as Valerius's friends, as the some of the only people that
That's
actually
true.
comes from his
That's true.
world and has lived, like have been on this fucking trauma journey with him. If we don't know, we haven't confirmed that he's, if he's not dead, then should we go?
I mean, I, I want to at least try.
He could be
I mean,
dead though, right?
Goodluck is a fucking sentimental little shit. So, like,
Correct.
if you guys don't want to, you have to, like,
Good luck.
convince her because she
I
wants to.
I feel
She
like
goes for her friends.
if this was told forget about him, good luck would actually become quite physical.
Because the question is, we get him. How do we get away from the robots? We don't have an answer to that. And if we wait, like he's gone. Like there's a good chance he's gone now. If we wait 8 hours, there's 100% chance he's gone, right?
Like I said, like you even bring out
So the
the
20% chance becomes a 0% chance if
like
we
you even
long
bring out
rest.
the portable hole like that that's a thing there. Pretend is also a thing. Like he's drunk. We have
No,
things
no,
we
no.
can
That's if
do.
we're allowed to walk out of the building.
Then we will make sure we are able to walk out of the building.
I like how all of this is happening, but you haven't actually seen the place.
Hmm.
Yeah, I already keep saying that I wanted to go and look at the place, but like we keep discussing that I can't
Okay,
go
okay.
there.
Brass
Yeah.
tacks. We got 10 minutes. Conversation can continue, offline. What do you want to do right now? Because it feels like all of the characters have been in one place talking for like so many hours.
Gonna go and check Aaron's place for myself. Like I know the guys have put down notes and stuff, but I want to see for myself like what is the thing that's been patrolling around Aaron's place, and then I want to see for myself if I myself get into the house, what part I can get in from. Because
Okay.
I know myself, I know my ability, so I want to see for myself.
Okay. You follow the instructions that uh, exist in the little notebook. You follow the little like, oh, go this way, so you don't look like you're new. Easy enough. You make your way. There is a back entrance in the herbalist shop that you sort of cross through. The door rings. A lady sort of tells you to come in and peruse the product. She's not really paying attention to you. She is dealing with customers. You go through the front of the door and you can see the house clearly. You wait a few minutes as you sort of roll some sage in between your fingers. You also see some tea and other dried goods that can be used as herbs. Maybe some fungus, some cordyceps. And it doesn't take long for you to see the first patrol creature. This robot thing, very mechanical but very fluid as it walks. You watch as people pass by it, seemingly as if they don't see it, as if it's a common occurrence now. People are laughing in and around. They wave at each other. This thing continues walking. Whoever acknowledges it, it just nods and looks away. It doesn't have a mouth to speak. It has some semblance of a nose. It has sockets for eyes.
So does this creature or construct or whatever it is only walk around Erin's house?
This one came down from the main road. Erin's house
Oh,
one
this
you haven't seen yet. You're
oh
not
so
in a
this is the
position to peek yet. Do you leave the herbalist shop?
I'm I'm gonna wait for this patrol to walk a little bit further before I peek out.
It takes 10 minutes for you to not be able to see that patrol thing anymore. People are walking casually in and around the place. You're dressed like a commoner, You fit in, sort of. You see other tabaxis laughing.
Try to pick in and see like was I know there's a few windows. I know the door, the front door, and right now I'm not even sure the two groundsmen is at home or not, or if one of them is at home. But I want to take in the surroundings, like which window will be easily accessed for me if I try to get in quick and out.
Right now, you look in front of you. It's two-story houses. Houses. The one on the left where the pin is. It has this very beautiful white door with glass. You can see through it, but the glass is cut in a certain way that it refracts light. So you can't really see into the house, but you can see facets of brown, white, um, maybe some fabric. You also see like maybe there's light inside. You look a little bit to the left of the door, there is shrubbery. Um, then you look into one of the very tall, very wide windows. Curtains are open and pinned. You see a sitting area. You don't see another window on the right side. And then you look up, you see windows. They're slightly smaller. There is a balcony. This is directly on top of the first windows that you saw, the really big one. But the curtains at the top window is closed. You make me a stealth check.
It's 29.
29, very good. Nobody suspects you. Um, and nobody thinks that you're casing the joint. Essentially, you're picking through stuff. You have been given a basket somehow. Somebody passed by and gave you a basket, and you just took it. Inside your basket, you have several dried herbs already, and a bowl. What do you call those things? It's like a lesson, mortar and pestle
Oh
for
yeah,
you
yeah,
to
okay.
grind, and various other accoutrements when it comes to herbal things. You could buy it. They would be great gifts for Bosc. And then you go back looking in. After about 5 minutes, you see a little housekeeper person with a duster, and she's just cleaning the tables. She puts down the duster. She takes out a cloth and she removes a little porcelain swan off a table that she's cleaning, and she wipes the bottom. She wipes the porcelain. She places it back, and for that moment, she looks outside. She glances past you as if you don't exist, and then she goes back to work.
For the top one, the small windows, it is facing the road, right?
Correct.
The
Yep.
one that is okay. So, and you tell me that the side doesn't has windows, the right and left sides.
You're well. The booklet tells you there are windows, but they're very very small. They're more like to let light in. If you wanted to peek into it as your team has tried, you would have to climb up.
So not when there's so many people right now.
Yep.
All right. So based on what I know of the notes, does there at the back, close to the Nutterhead? What the hell name is this? Behind Nutterhead's home and the so where both of their house would connect, there are no noticeable like windows or whatnot
so
from that
so now
side,
you
right?
see the whole white thing, right? Imagine the square is not the roof, but the town, the land plot. The house is inside, and outside there's like an L area where it's just gardens at the side of the house and the back of the house. So the house doesn't connect to the Nutta's house. It connects to a garden, which connects to a small road, which then connects to the Nutter house.
That garden, is there also a door entrance there?
Oh, there's a gate.
Okay.
It's a very
Uh,
small gate, the kind where one person fits through. Um, Whisper writes that it's just latched with one lock. They've managed to unlock it, and then they locked it again because there was no point. Just as you're thinking about this, you see the construct, the undead construct that was supposed to be patrolling the area, move out from the back garden, and you finally see it in view as it walks to the front. It pauses for like a solid 10 minutes. It's just standing there.
is it actual like one of the ones that patrol the street? Those
Yes,
uh huh. So it's the
exactly
same.
the
It's not
same. Yeah. So
okay.
far,
So
your walk to this place, cutting across everywhere, all the constructs seem to be the same model. You've not seen
so
any variation.
so this one in particular that is patrolling and protecting Aaron's home has no unique differences between it. Is the same model in every way, shape, and form.
Make me an
It's just a,
investigation check
I can
as you're focusing on this thing.
investigation.
But as you do that, make me a stealth at disadvantage.
Okay, disadvantage. The lowest I can get is I believe 28.
Good
So
enough.
let me roll.
Okay, very good. 32.
Okay.
You're focused on maintaining this idea of shopping. You're waiting behind another person, but you're also fiddling with the basket as if you want to put it down, as if nah, you don't feel like shopping anymore. You put it down, but the entire time you're focused on this construct. It's just standing there. It feels like it's surveying something. Make me hmm. Can you tell me what abilities you have?
Abilities wise, you already know those ghostly powers that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't think Whisper of the Dead works anything anyway because it's based on my skills. I have blind sense, but I don't think it works. Um, Heart of Darkness, you know that one frightened Gunlak last time.
Okay,
I'm
so
obser I'm observant, so I can
okay,
like
okay, observant is pretty good. I would
yeah.
say with your investigation of 25 and your the fact that you're extremely observant, you see a a phantom like shimmer, a ghostly shimmer come across both houses. Like it's as if the house has an inhabited soul or multiple inhabited souls. You're not sure. It was very brief. Make me a history check.
Okay, this is odd. Okay, a 25.
You you sort of felt that thing cascade across the house, and then you're reminded by the same thing you felt when you woke up from being dead because of Aerin the first time. You think same energy, same feel?
The is it the protective field or whatever field that is that was around Aaron at that time?
No, it feels when she escaped into the building.
Oh, the one that I see being sucked, like it feels like it's sucked into the building itself and escape somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Gives you the
okay.
heebie-jeebies.
Right. Okay.
Make me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Base
Uh,
dexterity.
athletics or acrobatics doesn't matter.
Oh. Let's do this. Even though I'm currently not proficient because I'm troubling with something. 15.
15. Somebody bumps into you, your shoulder. You're so focused on the fact that you see this weird shimmer
Mhm.
and you're very disturbed by it that your basket gets jostled and falls out of your hand and you didn't manage to pick it up but it falls. Thankfully nothing breaks and you're just scrounging the stuff on the floor and one of the people who works there apologizes to you. It's not even their fault. It's the fault of the person who just left. But they're very sorry that this happened to you at this one time. Um, essentially giving you an out to whether you want to continue shopping at this place or you want to just dump it off on them and leave.
Never mind, and I pay for what I already had in the basket.
Okay, we'll
So
we'll figure out
probably,
what you buy
and
later.
then uh, and then I'll just like walk back because I just got some intel that the group might be interested in, and their window of time we probably can get in.
You say that, and I think that is a good place to stop.
Mm.
Because it is late. Thank you for playing for so long. All three of you left. I hope Mike gets better. Thank you, people, for watching and listening. Have a think about what you want to do. I dropped Tzekhen found out some pretty interesting stuff. You can continue asking me questions on the chat, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye.
Okie dokie.
Sorry.
Bye.
No worries, no worries.